Welcome, my friends, to the Horror Syndicate's Werewolf Wednesday show. The goal of this show is to shine a light on and talk about every single werewolf film out there. There are a lot of werewolf films, despite what some people say, and I just felt like this would be a good opportunity to talk about every single one of them. Gonna be talking about the great ones, the good ones, the okay at best ones, and then sometimes even the bad ones. Um, so tonight I will be talking about the 2014 film Werewolf Rising, um, which I'm gonna just say right off the bat. This is one of the ones that I consider to be pretty bad. So I'm gonna go through all my thoughts on the movie, and then I'll jump into comments after. I see comments are coming in already, but I will get to them. Don't worry. So if you have seen Werewolf Rising, let me know what you think of the film in the comments. If you haven't seen Werewolf Rising and you just want to give it a shot anyway, I did put the link in the description to where you could watch it for free on Tubi. It is also available, I think, through certain other services like Amazon Prime, like to rent. Um, However, I don't really recommend it. So I've seen this film when it first came out in 2014. It was a blind buy at Walmart. I am the type of person, if I see a werewolf film on DVD or Blu-ray, I will just buy it without checking it out or knowing anything about it. Because I'm always hoping to catch the gems, right? Every now and then you come across something that wasn't on your radar as a gem. That's how I came across Dog Soldiers. That's how I came across Ginger Snaps. That's how I came across Late Phases, some of my favorite werewolf films, just by taking a chance on them. And this is just not one of them. So Werewolf Rising, well, it begins uh, with a man who is played by Bill Oberst Jr. He has escaped from prison. In the very beginning, he holds a woman hostage in her car, and and as she tries to make a run for it, they're both attacked, and he survives, of course, and he naturally becomes a werewolf. We then uh, cut to our lead character, Emma. She is played by Melissa Carnell. So she is returning to her father's country home after a stint in the city. She had a drinking problem that got out of control. She was getting herself clean and she wants to return home and just kind of enjoy the country life again. And so when she does return home, she meets a man named Johnny Lee, who she is warned to stay away from because he's trouble. It's revealed that he is also an escaped convict. Uh, and it's a little weird just how taken she is with him. And he is attacked, and he's attacked by the werewolf, and she kind of nurses him back to health. And yeah, things go really crazy from there as Johnny Lee begins to experience changes, as well as she herself kind of encounters a werewolf. And I'm just gonna, as I mentioned before, this is not a film that I particularly like. I think it is really all over the place. The story, the story, and the characters just don't make any sense, and I feel like there's good ish ideas in there. There's nuggets of good ideas. But just how quickly Emma gets attached to Johnny Lee. Um, she generally seems to care about him, and they just met, and he's, no good. There's another character named Wayne. He's an older man who's a friend of her father's, who gets a little kind of creepy towards her, which is weird. And then you have this kind of subplot of Emma having dreams of the character played by Bill Oberst Jr. chasing her through the woods. Doesn't really make any sense. You don't really get any sense of why any of this is happening by the end. It's just a lot of Emma and Johnny Lee, little bits of werewolf, little bits of glimpses of Bill Oberst Jr., and then it just gets completely nuts for like the final 10 minutes. And yeah, it's not a very good film. I think the acting is really bad in this. Not so much from Melissa Carnell, who plays Emma, but uh, Matt Kopko, who plays Johnny Lee. He's just not very good. I think, Bill Oberst Jr. He's a character actor, and he's been in a lot of stuff, and he's fine for this role, but um, yeah, just the the writing and the acting just not very good at all. The bright spot for the film, I believe, is the werewolf, which isn't great looking, but I think it's pretty decent, and I'm glad they went with this type of werewolf as opposed to just someone with long fingernails and a little extra hair, which is what they could have done for this. But yeah, I do like the werewolf in this. I will say that. I just think this movie overall, it's kind of a chore to get through. Now, I have seen worse. I will say that there are definitely worse werewolf films that I will be talking about in the future, but this one is just not good at all. Um, yeah, and really, it just comes down to story and characters. I just it and the pacing too a little bit. It's a little slow at first. But it's just hard to kind of like get invested, because I think the story and the characters are just kind of poor. So this is gonna be a real quick episode, I tell you that. I just got done rewatching it again, and there's not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, it just the final 10 minutes, it just all of a sudden there's this woman who shows up, and apparently she's the one who invited Bill Oberst Jr.'s character to this place, and she just gets naked for no reason. And not that it's a problem, but it's just weird. It's just a weird movie that just it makes very little sense. And it's a shame too, because I think it does have, again, it has a good werewolf. So those are my thoughts. If I didn't come up with a score for it, but if I did, it would probably be around like 40 out of 100. Because I give some points to the werewolf, but everything else, story, acting, directing, very low scores from me. Not very good. I think this it's the actual score for the movie, the music itself is it's trying to think of the word here. It's very repetitive. It's awkward with what's happening in the movie. There are moments where it kind of works, but I think the score for the film is just it doesn't match with what's happening on screen. So yeah, Werewolf Rising is not a werewolf film that I would recommend. Again, I have seen worse, right? Um, so, if you have low standards and you want to watch it for free on Tubi, maybe give it a shot. But I wouldn't recommend renting it. And, if you want to watch a good werewolf film, this is not it. On the back of the DVD, there's a quote from Bizarre Magazine that gives it 4 stars, calling it a throat-rippingly ferocious fright ride. I don't know what movie they watched, but it is. It's not ferocious. It's not a fright ride. Throats get ripped, so they're right there. I don't even know if Bizarre Magazine is even a thing or if they just made that up for this. But yeah, Werewolf Rising is definitely a very weak werewolf film. So I'm gonna get in the comments now because I want to hear what all of you guys have to say. If you have seen it, if you haven't seen it, give it a shot if you want. So starting off with Sean, he says this movie is terrible to be brutal, acting, production, work, script, all bad. I'll be honest, I can't even remember the story, and I watched it last week. Yes, I absolutely agree with all that. The acting, the script, the direction are all very bad. The story, there's barely a story there, and it's not memorable at all. I've seen it twice now. First time I watched it back in 2014 when it came out, but yeah, not good at all. There are some positives. The werewolf is good, and I like most of it set in the woods at night, which really, in real life, scares the crap out of me. Yeah, the werewolf is the one the one positive thing about the film, and even then, that's not like even great. Um, it's definitely not as good of a werewolf as say like Big Bad Wolf or even a Scream of the Wolf, aka Wolf Manor. I thought the werewolves looked good in that. The one in this looks good too, but not quite as good as them. But it is the bright spot, so I don't want to crap on that. And again, I do applaud them for going with this look of a werewolf and having a person in a suit. I mean, you can kind of tell there's like one point where the werewolf like opens its mouth and you can see like the person's mouth inside. Um, so yeah. So one, I will never go camping, and it gives a good atmosphere. Beyond that, not good. Yeah. Uh, hey there. Hey, how's it going? Hey Seth, my friend. How you doing, Scott? Hope all is well. I was watching this werewolf movie a while ago, and this werewolf, more 100% like a Sasquatch, and a werewolf, the way it was walked, the way it was shaped, and everything in the face. I could definitely see that, and like I definitely get that like Sasquatch type look with the cover art. Um, yeah, it definitely because I don't think it even it doesn't look like this. I don't think in the movie where the arms are so big, but yeah, I mean I could see that. I get that. I haven't seen it, but willing to check it out. Yeah, I mean if if just lower your expectations like way low. Just know that it's a bad movie. Um, you might. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not saying my opinion's the definitive one, so maybe you will like it. I don't know, but if you do watch it, just watch it on Tubi. You'll suffer through the ads, but at least you won't pay anything for it. That makes sense. Ginger Snaps. Yes, I am actually going to be covering all 3 Ginger Snaps films in, I think, November. I do have a topic schedule that I created for the Werewolf Wednesday show. It's on thehorseandnaked.com. I actually linked it in the description for this. So check it out. Yeah, but I will be covering all three of those films. I'm actually looking forward to those. Years ago, I was watching this show on YouTube. It's called Female Werewolf in Prison. Check it out. Werewolf in Werewolf in a Woman's Prison. I have seen that. That is something that is like almost like a softcore porn with some really crazy werewolf stuff in it. It's a bizarre movie, but I did actually watch that recently. A cross between a Bigfoot, a werewolf, and a coyote. This movie does, yeah. Sean Sheridan says I watched the Beast of Bray Road. Same thoughts as this terrible movie. So Beast of Bray Road, I do have a little bit of fun with. It's a bad movie for sure, but I do have a little fun with that. I actually rewatched that like 2 months ago, and I know it's coming up for the Werewolf Wednesday show, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. But yeah, but definitely. You've seen worse. How low do we get here? It can't get worse than this. Trust me, it gets a lot worse than this. Some of them, uh, I can't trash too much because some of them are just like the product of their, um, uh, it's just the budget that they have, or the availability of the actors, and what they have to work with, very amateurish. But yes, there's really terrible werewolf films that make Werewolf Rising look like American Werewolf in London. Films like Little Red Werewolf, Summer of the Wolf, Werewolves of the Third Reich. um, I could name a shitload of them. There's so many terrible werewolf films that actually the Werewolf Rising looks really good in comparison. So take that as you will. Um, what's the werewolf movie you have seen off the top of your head and is on your schedule? What's the Do you mean what's the worst werewolf movie I've seen that off the top of my head that's on my schedule? Uh, God, I'm trying to think because I selected so many. Like when I came up with the schedule, I was kind of picking them at random. Werewolf Rising, definitely not a very good one. I don't recall if I put Red Werewolf Hunter on there. Um, it's bad, but it's like kind of fun, I think. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at my schedule again, um, to see if there was any worse than Werewolf Rising on there. There might be. If you go camping and you hear an unusual animal howl, yeah, if that happens, I'll probably freak out. Uh, Worst werewolf movie you have seen? I mean, for me, like typically what's on the bottom of my list is hold on, trying to get my list here. Little Red Werewolf, definitely. Um, there's a film called American Werewolf, not at all associated with American Werewolf in London. This is from 2024. Um, it's terrible. Werewolves of the Third Reich, like I said, Summer of the Wolf. Shaky Shivers. I could not stand that movie, but a lot of people do like it. Werewolf Santa is fucking terrible. Werewolf Santa is awful. There's a movie that came out in 2024 called Bite. Another one called Hellhounds. Yeah, there's just so many bad ones. I'm actually trying to take a look. Where do I have Werewolf? I have Werewolf Rising at number 78 out of out of 125. So yeah, that one's not good. I got another one. There's another one I know that's coming up. That's on the schedule. That is not that great. It's called like the Amityville Moon or something like that. Not good at all. So there's gonna be plenty. And no, you are not skipping those episodes, Sean. You're gonna have to watch those movies. That is your assignment. Just say you go camping in here on New Sound. What would you do? Well, you know, I'm not really much of a camper anyway, but if I did, I don't know. Uh, um, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go out and investigate it. I'll say that. Um, just say you were getting chased by hunters or construction workers. Wow. You got cornered and you look up above all the werewolf or a Bigfoot and it saves you from them. What would you do? Thank it. I'd say, yeah, thank you for saving me from the construction workers. I don't know. Werewolves. The appeal to me for werewolves is how uh, how brutal, savage, and ferocious they are. So, um, say hypothetically speaking, werewolves were real, I wouldn't want to meet one. But that's just me, and I'm lichen friendly. Okay, I am not lichen phobic at all. I'm lichen friendly, but I wouldn't want to meet one. Uh, I know you like werewolf movies, but why torture yourself? Well, I'm a complicated guy, and I like to torture myself. Now, I just love werewolves so much, and again, I'm always looking for the next like gem, because I feel like werewolves are, like werewolf films in general, like it's just a subgenre of horror that I think gets the least amount of respect. It's the one that it doesn't really have a big draw with people. I've mentioned it before. Uh, slashers can still get released in theaters. Vampire films still get released in theaters. Zombies, uh, ghosts, demons, all that stuff. But werewolves they're mainly direct to video, and I think that's a shame. But again, it doesn't help that there's so many bad ones. But I just think werewolves are cool creatures, and I'm just looking for. I'm always hoping that there are talented people out there who can do a really good, entertaining, sometimes kick-ass werewolf film. So I'm always on the lookout. So again, I see a werewolf film at Walmart or any store, I'm buying it. I you know scroll through Amazon Prime or Tubi. I type in werewolf films, and I come across one I haven't seen before. Typically speaking, I'll watch it. There's a couple that I've kind of skipped over, um, that I will watch at some point, but films like there's a film that's out now called The Yorkie Werewolf. It looks like it's intentionally bad and not really my thing. I prefer werewolf films that take themselves seriously, which I guess I can give credit to Werewolf Rising for taking itself seriously. There's like literally no humor at all in the film, but yeah, but yeah, I like to torture myself. I'm a complicated guy, I guess. Then again, I'm watching this purely. It has not cost me pennies, so far all been free. Well, there you go. I will always try to find the free option to put in the descriptions for people, especially with the really awful ones. But yeah, you're a part of this now, Sean. So you're gonna have to watch every single werewolf film on this list that I came up with, and you're gonna have to join in. So sorry, buddy. Um, Kathy says hello. Hello, how you doing? Uh, Scott says Trish tried to me, said it. If I was a werewolf, she'll chain me up every full moon, put chains around my ankles, my neck, my wrists, and my waist so I don't try to escape, and put me in a padded cell. There you go. Looks like you have a plan just in case you get bitten by a werewolf. Uh, Beware the moons, steer clear of the moors. Horror Gang says, "What's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" Uh, this is Jackson, I think this is Jackson. I think there's a couple guys from Horror Gang, but he's writing for thehorrorsyndicate.com now. Good quality articles. So check out the Horror Syndicate, the horrorsyndicate.com. Hope all is well with you, Jackson. If that is you, I don't know. Uh, do you remember the female werewolf TV show called The She Wolf of London? No, did not know there was a TV show called She Wolf of London. I will have to check it out. If they cost me money, I'm not watching them. I learned my lesson after buying the whole Hellraiser franchise. You're welcome, pal. You're welcome. Torture Ray, Dark Knight watched so long. Anyone I imagine that would else watching the video in a clockwork. Probably. I'm trying to torture Ray with the Howling 3, the marsupials. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I think I'm breaking I'm breaking the barrier on that one. I'm gonna get him to do a show with me on Howling 3. I think that'll be torture enough for him. I think Howl was the best werewolf movie recently made. Yeah, Howl was pretty damn good. I covered that one a couple months ago, I think. Um, I like it. I just don't like the look of the werewolves in it, but I think that's a damn good werewolf film. So definitely. Howling 3, that's the worst one. He saw the first one. Yeah, well, actually, I would argue that the seventh film, Howlin' New Moon Rising, I call it Howlin' New Moon Line Dancing because there's a ridiculous amount of line dancing in that film for like no reason whatsoever. The seventh film is the worst. The eighth film, I think the werewolves look decent, especially towards the end, but it's like the Howlin' Reborn is like it's like uh, them trying to cater to the Twilight audience, and it's just not very good. I'd rather watch Howlin' 3 than either of those. So yeah. So um yeah, wow. Got through all the comments. Um Werewolf Rising. Not a very good movie. Not a very good movie at all. It looks like I still got a comment up. Whoop. Um, I mean, this cover art here that I've been seeing, like, literally makes no sense with what's in the film. Um, Everything that's happening in the background, but yeah. Uh, Werewolf Rising is just a poorly made movie, but I think it's got a decent looking werewolf in it. Um, I do I do kind of dig this design. Uh, I'd probably give the design like a 5 out of 10. Um, but maybe a six, like a five or a six. I think the design's pretty good, and I do like this type of werewolf as opposed to some of the more lazy attempts. So yeah, I'll give it that, but it's just not a very good film at all. So yeah, I think probably roughly my score would be like a 40 out of 100. Um, it's just yikes. I'm like you when I watch. I hope to discover the next great werewolf movie, but I'm hoping, yeah, that's exactly it. Um, I think what really opened my eyes to that was, well, two movies in particular, Ginger Snaps and Dog Soldiers. Because, you know, beforehand, I was only looking to the mainstream. And then discovering those two movies, it just kind of opened up my eyes. I'm like, oh, maybe there's some actually like good stuff here that's not getting released in the theaters and that is coming direct to video. And I'm always hopeful. And of course, there's a lot of shit. You know, I take that chance every time, but once in a while, you come across something great like late phases, man. Like late phases, it was another one where like I bought it blind. Yeah, it was at Walmart. I bought it blind, and I watched it, and it's now like in my top five favorite werewolf films. Like I love late phases. So I'm just always hopeful. Um, I just wish that there was more good ones. Better better storytellers and people who take the material seriously. I'm not really a big fan of people who try to force in comedy. It's a problem I had with Scream of the Wolf, aka Wolf Manor. It's a problem I had with Wolf Hollow, which also came out in like 2023. Where they're forcing bad humor in there. They're not as funny as I think they are. Yeah. Well, technically, I'm paying for a VPN for 2 weeks, so technically, it costs me money. But you're gaining a great knowledge of werewolf films. You're going to be an expert by the time everything is all said and done. Exactly. I thought Dog Soldiers was going to launch werewolf movies to the top in the coming years. I thought so too. I really did. I thought it was going to like kick off a series, and unfortunately, there was only the one film. Um, Late phases, that one with the blind dude. Yes. Yep. I am a huge fan of that movie. I love the story. I love Nick Dimici's performance. The werewolves look a little funky. I'll give you that. They kind of look like uh, hyena faces, I guess. But yeah, I love late phases. It's weird that it's one of the more recent werewolf films, and it instantly fell into my top five. You know, but yeah, I think it's a great movie, and it's one that I love. I love to watch. I watch it a lot. Lovely faces. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that's such a good one. And who like there's so many werewolf films out there that a lot of people haven't heard of. There's a lot that I've seen that I don't like. There's some that I've seen that I'm like, that's decent at best. And hopefully, with you going on this journey with me here and watching these films that are on the schedule, maybe that you'll find one that actually you really enjoy. Maybe there'll be a werewolf film on here that you discover for the first time because of this, and maybe you'll like it more than I do. Um, you know, there's I think there's a fan for everything. There's probably people out there who do enjoy Werewolf Rising. There's probably people out there who enjoy Little Red Werewolf. There's probably people out there who enjoy Werewolves of the Third Reich, not knowing that it's fucking plagiarism of Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Who knows? But um, yeah. So I've gone over all I really can about Werewolf Rising. There's again, I just watched it, rewatched it right before the show, and it's such an awful movie. But there's not a lot to talk about with it because you can just sum it up to bad story, bad directing. Um, yeah, there's a couple nice shots in there. I will say that. Like I don't want to completely shit on it. Again, I have seen worse, right? Which, just to be clear, that doesn't mean I'm giving it a pass. Saying that I've seen worse doesn't mean it's okay to be shit. But I'm just saying there's a couple like I think decent shots in it and stuff like that. There's a couple moments where the actual score for the film um, works. I don't think the lead actress is awful. I think the supporting characters aren't really all that great. And I feel like the story is just kind of all over the place. It's kind of a little unfocused, a little, you know, uh, things just happen conveniently, like the character of Wayne, the older man, uh, who just becomes a creep. Uh, that just felt unnecessary. Um, but yeah, to be honest, I have watched that much crap over the years. Any movie I don't struggle to get through anymore. There you go. We have worn you down. Although I tried to watch Speed 2 halfway through, I couldn't get through it. Speed 2 Cruise Control. Yeah, not very good. Is there a possibility you can do videos about Bigfoot movies and Bigfoot in general? And then maybe. Definitely not for the Werewolf Wednesday show. But if there's any good Bigfoot movies, um, recommend some, and we can see about adding them to our schedule for some of the other shows. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's weird to say because I love excuse me, I love werewolves so much, but like I'm not really big into Bigfoot. But yeah, if you know any really good ones worth watching, definitely let me know. Um, I take it you're a fan, so yeah. So, any thoughts on Werewolf Rising? I've seen some comments since I began. So, Sean has seen it. Meredith says she hasn't seen it, but she's willing to check it out. Best of luck to you. If you do watch it, I'll just pop up that comment. Uh, so if you do watch it, definitely let us know what you think. So you can comment on the uh, on this video on Facebook, or you can comment on YouTube. This video on YouTube. I'll see the YouTube comments. I won't see the Facebook ones because I don't have Facebook anymore. But I'm definitely curious to know what you think of Werewolf Rising. Especially if you're, I don't know if you're still watching, but um, if you go into it after hearing my thoughts on it tonight, maybe maybe you'll expect worse than it is. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. Just yeah, comment after you watch it, and let us know. Uh, Definitely. So, trying to see here. Scott Walker. Did he say he's seen this? Yes, Scott Walker said he saw this movie. Let's see. Kathy hasn't said if she's seen this movie or not. Uh, Horror Gang, I'm assuming this is Jackson, hasn't commented if he's seen this movie. You know, again, I put the link in the description. You can watch this movie for free on Tubi. Um, I'm just very curious about. I think I get the. I think I know the general consensus of it. Um, let's see. Terry, have you seen Werewolf Rising? I don't see where you commented that you've seen it. And if so, what do you think? I mean, do you like this movie at all? And it's fine if you do. Like, um, I, yeah, I don't expect everyone to agree with all my opinions. So maybe there are people out there who really like this movie a lot and think I'm, being too harsh or maybe full of shit. Um, no? Okay, let's see here. Did you like Cursed? Wes Craven film? Yes, I do like Cursed. I got that on the schedule, so that will be coming up within the next month or two, I believe. Um, but yeah, I like Cursed. Interesting film, lots of issues behind the scenes. Um, I read the original script before they reshot everything, and the original script was so much better. I don't know what the people at Miramax were thinking by scrapping that version and going for a complete reshoot and changing the story the way that they did. But I mean, what was released is okay. But yeah, I like that. It started and couldn't get through it because of the bad acting. It's not a good movie to me. Check out. I've seen Harry and the Hendersons, Willow Creek, Untold Sasquatch, and Sasquatch: The Legend of Bigfoot. This I okay. Thank you for the recommendations, my friend. Haven't seen it. I mean, if you like werewolf films and you're willing to waste an hour, it's like an hour and 20 minutes. You know, feel free. What movie are we talking about? We are talking about Werewolf Rising from 2014. Um, it's not a particularly good movie. Um, the gist of it is there is this woman who is returning to her family's country home after a stint in the city, and she's getting herself clean and sober from alcohol, and a werewolf comes along. It's free on Tubi. It's, again, I don't think it's very good. I can't. I'm not. I don't speak for everybody, so you maybe you'll like it. I have no idea. Um, Wish I got Tubi, but no smart TV here. Hmm. Awesome. I haven't checked it out yet, but I will watch it to cover on my podcast. Excellent. Definitely. What is your podcast? Let me know. I like to give you a follow. And when you do watch the film, um, if just I have a general idea of probably how you're gonna feel about it, but just find this video either on Facebook or on our YouTube and give a comment and let me know what you think about it after you watch it. Because I'm very curious. Like, I definitely respect different opinions, and I'm just very curious if there are any fans of Werewolf Rising out there. I feel like there's a fan for everything. There's movies that I hate, that I can't stand, but there's people out there who love it. I hate Halloween Resurrection. Hate's probably a strong word. I dislike Halloween Resurrection, but I've noticed in the last couple of years there's like people online who love it. So I'm just very curious if there are any fans of Werewolf Rising, or if there's maybe people who are like, hey, it's bad, but I kind of enjoy it, something like that. Um, just very curious about it. How was it different? Oh, the original script for Cursed. You know what? I'm gonna save it for my Curse show. I'm actually, when I do cover Wes Craven's Cursed, which I don't recall off the top of my head how soon that's coming, but that is going to be within the next couple months, I believe, if I'm remembering my schedule correctly. And I'll go over in detail the original script. You don't want to wait that long. Check out the horrorsyndicate.com. I did do a breakdown of the original script for Cursed. And it actually, I included at the bottom of the article uh, um, the link to YouTube. I don't know if it's still up or not, but like actually it's like an old Entertainment Tonight segment that shows some of the originally shot footage involving Skeet Ulrich, who was originally cast in Cursed before his character was just completely written out and replaced with Joshua Jackson, whose character was, not the same character at all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about that one. You know what? I find funny how come they made more Wolfman movies. Nearly made two films with American Wolf in London and Paris. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, my friend. I'm gonna get a chance to check out the Bigfoot movies. We'll do. We'll do. For you, pal. I'm gonna I'm going to watch Bone Hill Road next. I'm very curious about what you think of that. I think, man, I want to say I have that on my schedule, but I'm not sure. I'm I'm gonna I'm bear with me real quick. I'm actually gonna be um, I'm gonna try to check my schedule because I think Bone Hill Road is on there, but I'm not sure. If not, I'll definitely be getting to that one in 2026. Um, so like I know people who like Bone Hill Road um, just fine, but I'm not a fan of that film. Um, I've heard some people say, "Hey, I kind of like it." Yeah, I guess it's not for me, but let me just check. Pulling up the schedule right here. I came up with the schedule in February, so all right. So here's the schedule for Werewolf Wednesday. So today, April 2nd, Werewolf Rising. April 9th, next Wednesday, The Beast of Bray Road from 2005. April 16th, Blood Moon. I think I like that one. I thought that one was decent. April 23rd, The Amityville Moon. April 30th, The Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. Getting into some more Paul Nashy. I did cover The Werewolf and the Yeti back in March. The Nashy films are cool. May 7th is Cursed. So May 7th, I'll be talking about Wes Craven's Cursed. I'm going to reread the original script and I will talk about the differences between the final product and what once was, because I think the original script was really good. May 14th, Alpha Wolf from 2018. May 21st, I Was a Teenage Werewolf from 1957. I dig that one. May 28th, this is going to be a huge one. So May 28th, I put this on the schedule and I'm committed to doing it. Werewolf the series. I'm going to do a review. I'm going to rank every single episode of Werewolf the series. The first is like a pilot TV movie, so it's like nearly 2 hours. But after that, every episode's like a half hour long. So I think I should be able to watch all of them and do a ranking for May 28th. I scheduled it there because that's around the time of my birthday. May 30th is my birthday. And I wanted to do something big for then. Don't know why. June 4th, The Werewolf from 1956. June 11th, Wolf Hollow 2023. June 18th, A Werewolf in England from 2020. June 25th, Werewolf Castle. July 2nd, Silver Bullet. Hell yeah. July 9th, Werewolves on Wheels. Not a very good movie. July 16th, Viking Wolf. July 23rd, Curse of the Werewolf. July 30th, Night Wolf, aka 13 Hours. August 6th, I'll be doing a ranking of the 2025 werewolf films. I'm kind of slacking on there. I think there's like 2 that I've seen so far of 2025 werewolf films. So I gotta kind of pick up the slack on that. August 13th, Never Cry Werewolf. Not a huge fan of that one because it's basically plagiarism of Fright Night, I think, but with the werewolf instead. August 20th, Lycan from 2017. August 27th, Hunter's Moon. I kind of like that one, but I have some issues with it. September 3rd, Wolfen. September 10th, starting September 10th, I'm going to start getting into the Howland stuff. So September 10th, because we've covered the Howland before on the Horror Syndicate's Discourse show, I'm going to be focusing on the book trilogy and kind of going over some differences between the 1981 film and Gary Brenner's trilogy of novels. And then September 17th, Howland 2, September 24th, Howland 3, October 1st, Howland 4, October 8th, Howland 5, which is underrated, by the way. October 15th, Howland 6, The Freaks. I enjoy that one. October 22nd, The Howland New Moon Rising. October 29th, The Howland Reborn. November 5th, Ginger Snaps. November 12th, Ginger Snaps Unleashed. November 19th, Ginger Snaps Back, The Beginning. November 26th, Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf is another Paul Naschy. I was kind of like trying to sprinkle them in there. December 3rd, The Wolf of Snow Hollow from 2020. December 10th, Werewolves Within from 2021. And December 17th, all werewolf films of 2025 ranked. So I don't have Bone Hill Road on here. I'll probably get to that in 2026. I'll probably begin a schedule for 2026 coming up. So yeah, that's the schedule going ahead. Is there a possible way you could go to London and go to the locations of Werewolf London and do a live stream? If I had money. Yeah. I'm a family man. I have a mortgage. You know, there's times where I'll buy myself a Blu-ray and I probably shouldn't, you know. Yeah, but that would be a great thing to do. I think that'd be cool. But you know, just a working man. The werewolf from the movie Curse. It's like a cross between American Wolf London and the Wolfman. Do you think it is possible? Well, it's Rick Baker. He got screwed over on that film. I'll be talking about that in May um, when I cover the when I cover Cursed. No internet. Okay, fair enough. How are you watching this then? How are you here, Kathy? Um, I mean, you could probably get the DVDs for cheap. Um, it's probably cheap to order online. Direct to DVD film. It's been out since 2014. Uh, guess what? You're wrong. I saw this comment after, so yeah, that's the name of the podcast. Guess what? You're wrong. Of course, I never have a pen on me during this stuff. Um, guess what? You're wrong. I'll try to remember that. But yes, and I will definitely check out your channel. Um, and there's an Australian werewolf TV show called Wolf Like Me. That title sounds familiar. Is it any good? Or are you just biased because you're from Australia? I don't like the last three Halloween movies, all the David Gordon Green ones. Yeah, um, I like two of the three. I like 2018 and I like Halloween Kills. Not a huge fan of Ends, but thank you. No, thank you. Ages of Film. How you doing, my friend? Says, what's up? Sorry I'm late. Hope you're doing well, man. Well, thanks for joining. I know you and Sean Sheridan just had to get your thoughts out about Werewolf Rising last week, didn't you, fucker? I hope all is well with you. Um, uh, it is unfortunate, but there aren't too many really good werewolf movies. Not saying there aren't any, just not a lot. I mean, it's a fair statement. I think. Yeah, there's very few great ones, good ones, but there's more bad than good, unfortunately, and it's very true. Um, that's part of the reason why I think the subgenre of werewolves is so overshadowed by everything else with horror. You know, you know what I find unfair with the werewolf genre? They made more Wolfman movies. They made more Howler movies by the animated to American Wolf. Yeah, it's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. Wow, maybe I was wrong. You are naming a few good ones. Yeah, I mean there are a few good ones. So um, I have a list. I'm actually beyond 125 now. I think I'm at like 132. Um, but out of 132, I mean I have to kind of retake a look at some of my where I rank some of these because my number 92, um, I don't mind. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change some of them, but I think there's like about 60, 65, 66 um, that I consider to be good. After that, not so much. So about half. Yeah, I mean, about half of the werewolf films I've seen I like, but there's just the really awful ones are just really bad. Um, yeah. Oh, what is your uh top 10? Give me your top 10 werewolf films. Uh, very curious about it. Everyone's list is different. I get shit for mine all the time because I have the Wolfman 2010, which I've been defending since 2010 uh, in in my top five. But yeah, um, well, Chuck Connor is a shame that isn't a good release of it. I know. Actually, I got a bootleg Blu-ray. There's a guy that's on Facebook. Um, I think if you join some werewolf groups, you could probably see where he's, you know, posted about it, and you PayPal him like $30. Um, I mean, he puts good work into it. I mean, created the cover. There's a reverse cover. I mean, the disc. I mean, you can't. This looks like a professional release. Um, there's even um, episode menu, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're on Facebook, join some werewolf groups, and you'll probably be able to get it for like $30. Laugh out loud. Werewolves on Wheels is ass, bro. Yes, it's not very good at all. But again, that's the purpose of the show. Like I'm going to be covering. I didn't want to just have this be just all the positive. Like it's for me. It's more fun to talk about the films that I enjoy, more so than the ones I don't. But at the same time, I wanted the Werewolf Wednesday show to just kind of be open to discussing every single one, so including the bad ones. So I will be covering Werewolves on Wheels, which I feel like is a film that is it's like the best. It's the best thing for like if Rob Zombie was ever to remake a movie. Like Werewolves on Wheels feels like a Rob Zombie movie, not directed by Rob Zombie, of course. It came out in the '70s, but man, also I beat the shit out of that like button for you, homie. Well, thanks. You don't have to like beat the crap out of it. You can just gently, gently touch the like button. Um, yeah, but thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, and if anyone is watching this still, yeah, be sure to like, uh, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up if you're watching this on Facebook, or any of the emojis. You can use the laugh emoji, the angry emoji, heart emoji, care emoji, whatever emoji you want to use. Yeah, much appreciated from all of us at the Horror Syndicate. Um, on myself. Okay, that's how you're watching. I got you. I got you. Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend watching films on your cell phone. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you could find, yeah, a lot of, especially werewolf films that are like direct to video, if you don't mind spending like $2 or $3, you could probably get it used even. So, uh, Werewolf Rising does have a badass cover. I'll give it that much. I mean, I think it's yeah. I think the werewolf looks good in the film. I think that's the bright spot of a Werewolf Rising. Everything else just not so good. Would you be interested in going to the stew house from Scream? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Um, the best of the werewolf movies are so fucking national treasures, but their bottom tier are ghetto joggers, dude. The werewolf ceiling is super high and the floor is really low. That I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But once in a while, a gem will come out, and it's just the chance I have to take as a self, s- yeah, self-proclaimed werewolf enthusiast. It's a chance I have to take. I don't get paid for it, but I feel like I should. And most of them I own are 1 to 2 stars, mostly one. So, yep, same here, man. Again, because I see a werewolf film and I just buy it. You know. Laugh out loud. Yes, Rob Zombie should make a remake of Werewolves on Wheels. I'd pay to see that shit. Yeah, it feels like that would be the uh, perfect film for him to remake. Like his style would match. Oh, your top 10 here. Okay, cool. American Wolf in London, excellent choice. I'm assuming you're going from favorite, right? Starting from 1 to 10. So, American Wolf in London, Silver Bullet, Dog Soldiers, Wolfman 2010, Wolfman OG, Bad Moon, Howlin', Wolf, Teen Wolf, Ginger Snaps. Excellent top 10, man. Excellent top 10. Pretty close to mine. Um, yeah, I think all though. Well, I don't have Teen Wolf in my top 10 because you know Teen Wolf I thought was fun like when I was younger, but as I get older, I kind of prefer the more serious werewolf films. It's been a while since I've seen it, um, but all the rest of them that you listed are in my top 10, just in a different order than yours. Besides American Wolf in London, which is my favorite werewolf film and my favorite horror film of all time. So, but excellent list, Damon. Uses too much data. Yeah, yeah. Uh, LOL. I'm the same way. I watch shit werewolf movies just in the off chance it's actually good. Yeah, yeah. It's a chance we take, man. It's a chance we take. But I love werewolves a lot. Uh, cool creatures. I think if done right, they should be terrifying. Um, it's unfortunate there's a lot of crappy ones. A lot of filmmakers who don't take them seriously. Um, but yeah, werewolves are awesome. So I like werewolves better than slashers. I like, which I know I guess is blasphemous to say to certain horror fans, but uh, werewolves are my favorite. So sue me. So I recently had to bump Wolfman 41 into my top three. I couldn't let Keep Job into the remake, although I love the 2010 remake. Yeah, Wolfman 41, my favorite classic Universal film. Uh, the 2010 remake, film I've been defending since 2010. Super um, underrated. Like I don't get the hate for that film at all. Um, and I'm starting to see some more love for it, which is good. But yeah, I just have so much nostalgia and love for the 41 Wolfman movie, man. It's so damn good. Yeah, same here. Same here. Um, so I have in my top 10, I have American Wolf in London at number one, The Howlin' at number two, uh, the original Wolfman from 41 at number three, the Wolfman 2010 at number four, Late Phases at number five, Dog Soldiers at six. Then I'm going to say Silver Bullet at seven, Bad Moon at eight, Ginger Snaps at nine. I don't remember what my number 10 is. I think I put Werewolf the series, the pilot, because the pilot is a TV movie, so it counts. All right. But yeah, I gotta complete my list. I started working on this article, massive article for the horrorsyndicate.com, where I was gonna I'm ranking all 125 that I had listed. Of course, now I'm up to 132. Um, but yeah, I gotta complete that. It's a it's a huge task. Huge task. I got a little overwhelmed. The original Wolfman, Underworld, Ginger Snaps, Curse. Yeah, Underworld. Love Underworld. Especially the first three. First three Underworld films are awesome. Uh, 4 and 5 are okay. Ginger Snaps, yep, it's in my top 10. Cursed is out of my top 10, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, Wolfman 2010 is so good, super rewatchable. Yep, absolutely, man. I'm with you. I prefer werewolf monster movies over slasher movies any day. Yes, exactly. Same here. Yep, I agree. And it's funny too because I remember doing a poll like on Facebook like a couple years ago. I think in the Horror Syndicate group on the group page, asking people what's their favorite subgenre of horror. Slashers clearly came in at number one. Like that's like the fan favorite. But people love vampires. People love ghosts and demonic possessions. I, I like all that stuff. I do like slashers. I do like vampires. I like ghosts when done right. Demonic possession when they do them hardcore, like Evil Dead or when Evil Lurks or something like that. Um, but werewolves are my favorite. Like it's my favorite subgenre of horror. Yeah, I'm always searching for werewolf films. So Wolfman 41 is my number one. Wait, that's a good choice. So hold on a second here. Oh, okay. I got you confused with Damon. He gave me his list. You didn't give me yours. I'd definitely be interested in your list. So feel free to send it on over, buddy. But yeah, Wolfman 41 being at number one, perfectly understandable. It's a great movie. Number one for me is Dog Soldiers, followed very closely by American Werewolf. They're both 5-star gems and both in my top 10 horror movies of all time. I just been a little more love for Dog Soldiers. Totally understandable. I think Dog Soldiers is probably the most badass werewolf film ever. But American Wolf in London is, my favorite horror film of all time. So I got love for that. The chuckle I just did before reading your comment was for this comment. I love this. I had a weird dream once that Steven Seagal was in a werewolf movie. It was terrible. That's beautiful. That comment speaks for itself. And yes, it would. I'm sure it would be terrible, but I would have to watch it. Imagine that. Dog Soldiers is awesome. It's my top three. Hell yeah, 100%. Got a bounce, brother. See you next time. We'll drop a line when watch Werewolf Rising. Yes, definitely. Thank you for stopping by and watching, and I'll try to keep an eye out for your podcast. Definitely, if once you watch Werewolf Rising, let me know what you think. Uh, if you could, go leave a comment on YouTube for this video because I'm only asking that because I don't have uh, a Facebook account anymore. So I would like to read your comments. So yeah, if you could. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, my friend. I'll probably be heading out very shortly myself. I've been on for over an hour, and it's almost my bedtime. Silver Bullet, Late Faces, Bad Moon, Wolfman 2010, and Ginger Snaps 2. That's my top five. That's an excellent list. Silver Bullet is great. grew up with that film. Late Phases, fuck yeah. Bad Moon, awesome movie. Wolfman 2010, hell yeah. Ginger Snaps 2, so that's interesting that Ginger Snaps 2 is on there. Because I really enjoyed that film. I think that's a really good movie. I'm kind of looking forward to rewatching that one in November when I cover those films. So it's neat to see that film in the top five. Very cool. Kathy says I'll take Dog Soldiers over American Wolf London. Fair enough. Sounds like a typical Steven Seagal film. Yes, it was terrible. My honest. I believe the best Werewolf movies is American Wolf of London, Ginger Snaps, The Two Wolfmans, 2010 1941, Cursed, and Dog Soldiers. I mean, yes, those are definitely some of the best. Absolutely agree with you there. Um, yeah, awesome. Looks like I got through all the comments. Oh, no, I lied. Wolfman 41. Yeah, it's a great movie. Uh, Rise of the Lycans, my favorite Underworld movie. Yeah, Rise of the Lycans is my number two. Because I really love Underworld Evolution, and I love the look of William, the OG werewolf. I love the design of him in that, but Rise of the Lycans is so freaking good. So I'm with you, my friend. I am already subscribed to you on YouTube. Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep, and let me know what you think of Werewolf Rising. I check the YouTube statistics all the time, or not statistics, but I check the YouTube channel all the time, see how we're doing, how videos are doing, seeing if we got any new subscribers, stuff like that. Um, so I'll be on the lookout for some comments. So you people who have not seen Werewolf Rising yet, that's your homework. Watch Werewolf Rising and let me know what you think. How was Little Red Riding Hood a werewolf story? Do you know the TV show Once Upon a Time? Fairy tale characters. Yeah, I think it's like a classic werewolf story. What scared you the most, hearing a werewolf howl or hearing a Bigfoot howl? Werewolf. Definitely werewolf. I love how badass Lucian was in Rise of the Lycans and that he actually bodied Victor in that one. Yeah. Lucian was my favorite character in all of the Underworld films. He was my favorite character in the first film, and it was great to see a movie about him with the third. Um, yeah, the first three are so good. I love that series. Wolfman 41, The Howlin', Dog Soldiers, American Wolf of London, Rise of the Lycans. Hey, excellent list, Terry. Excellent list. Can't go wrong with that. Wolfman 41, classic. The Howlin', love it. Dog Soldiers, love it. Badass. American Wolf of London, my favorite horror film of all time. Rise of the Lycans, fucking excellent. So I'm with you. I love Lucian too. Yeah, that's a cool character. Ages Film says American Wolf has the best werewolf howl by far, in my opinion. The scene with Jack and David walking in the woods at night. Oh, wow. And you could hear that howl, dude. Bone chilling. Yeah, the howl is great in that. For sure. I think it's the most effective howl in any werewolf film that I've seen. He got a bum deal. Yes, he did. He did. I'm sure you're talking about Lucian, right? So you think hearing a Bigfoot howl won't scare you at all? I didn't say that. I think, typically speaking, werewolves are more frightening of creatures than Bigfoot. So stay on the mode. Stay on the never stay on the mode. Stay on the road. Steer clear of the moors. Yeah. Well, I am losing energy, so I am gonna call it a night. So thank you for everyone who watched this. Oh, I got one more comment. Actually, I got two more comments here. And then I'm going to leave. Age of Film says that's a really good werewolf fan film I saw that I actually really enjoyed. Um, Jonathan asks, do you like The Company of Wolves? It's a strange movie, but I liked it. Yeah, so Company of Wolves, I thought was pretty good, but it's not like a rewatchable one for me. Like, really gnarly werewolf transformation towards the end, especially. Um, and I thought overall it was a good film, but definitely not one that I'd rewatch in a while. Well, I'm kind of, I'm kind of like so on it. You know what I mean? Like I acknowledge that it's a good film. I understand why people love it, but there's something about it that's like it's not for me. If that makes any sense. But I mean, there's definitely cool stuff in there. Transformation is pretty awesome. Have a good night. Thank you. You too. Just imagine you're walking through the forest of the moors and you hear that howl from every London. But personally, I think London and the ginger snaps is, yeah, definitely. All right. The exact quote: "Stay on the road, keep clear of the moors, and beware the moon lads." Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Seth, Matt, how you doing? I'm sure you got some dad jokes. I am actually going to be heading out though. I am goddamn tired right now. Peace out, man. Over and out. Thank you. Appreciate it. And best of luck to you. Yeah. Good night. Good night, man. Appreciate it. Uh, yeah. I mean, if that happened, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't ask him what that star on the wall's for. Alrighty, everyone. I hope you have a good night. Werewolf Rising. Let me know what you think. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, it's free on Tubi. Who knows? Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. If you're willing to kill an hour and 20 minutes, give it a shot. I think the werewolf looks good. Overall, it's a bad movie, uh, but you know, who knows? So if you let me know what you think if you watch it. Anyway, have a good night. All right, a couple more comments, and then I'm leaving for good. Let's see here. Terry says good night. Good night, buddy. Oh, I already got that one. Okay. Where's Debbie Klein? Uh, she cried a lot during the funeral. She found solace in Mark Levine's bed. Mark Levine? An asshole. Have a good night, you two. To be or there you go. You got your dad joke in. That's funny. Beware the moon, Seth. Beware the moon. Be safe. Yeah, you too, man. Mark Levine, an asshole. I love that. Griffin Dunn is like he's the MVP of America Love London. Uh, anyway, have a good night, everyone. Catch you next week for. I already forgot. How about that? I got old age. I got old age problems.